Hey everyone, delighted to have you here as always. Today's topic, we're going to talk about when you should quit your job and how to know when that time has come around. Now there's a caveat here. Obviously this channel is for freelancers who are starting out or are looking to go freelance, and there will be a portion of people who it is right for them to leave their job and to start freelancing, but it isn't for everybody. And even if it is for that person, potentially it's not the right time as well. So, take these with a pinch of salt. I think they are some interesting points, but make sure it is right for your situation. Take advice, speak to others, speak to mentors and colleagues, and ensure you're in the right position to do so. But let's get into it. So I'm going to talk through 5 clear things here about indicators that you should consider leaving your job and starting afresh. And that could be, in the case of this channel, obviously freelancing. So the first one is that you get the Sunday blues. So that classic, you get into Sunday mid-afternoon, evening, and you're getting that kind of butterflies, bit of tension, and you're starting to feel like, back to another week of this job. And that is such a good indicator that you don't enjoy what you do. Because if you're getting anxious and worried about a week ahead, clearly that isn't where you should be spending your time. The worst thing about this is obviously you have your weekend for downtime or relaxing or whatever it might be, and you're spending 25% that period of time on a Sunday sort of afternoon onwards of just dreading going to work the next day. So you actually lose a whole big chunk of your kind of downtime to then stressing about the job that you're going to be starting on the Monday, and then you get into those frustrations. So the Sunday blues is a great indicator that things aren't going so well or you're not working in the right role. The next one is if you're dreaming of Friday all week long. So you get into work on Monday morning, you have your coffee at 11 o'clock, and it's boom, your head and your mind is straight thinking about, I cannot wait to get through to Friday, just counting down the hours and the minutes. Now look, there's nothing wrong with kind of getting that Friday feeling and feeling good when Friday comes around for anybody in any form of work, self-employed, employed, whatever it might be. But if you're in a job where you're thinking about that early on in the week and you're just desperate to get there, again, a great indicator you don't enjoy what you do and it's not good for your well-being. So you need to be mindful of those 2 feelings. The first one being the Sunday blues, and the next one being that you're thinking of Friday all the time. Now the third point here is that you completely switch off every day come 5 o'clock, and that can be whatever time you check out, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock. But the point being is that when you finish, you completely switch off from work and you stop doing what you're doing. Now some people might say that as a good thing and a value and a strength, and I understand why they would say that. What I would say is that if you're really passionate and enjoy what you do, you cannot do that. You cannot completely switch off, even if you kind of want to, really, because you'll have ideas and you'll be buzzing. Now again, this is not for everybody, but if you think you might have the skill set and the desire and the ambition to work for yourself, this is a good indicator. If you're kind of switching off, but you want to be focusing on your career, but you just switch off at 5 o'clock and you don't think anything of it, the reality is A, you're not doing what you enjoy, or B, that's how you want to work, and that's fine, but it isn't set well for being self-employed. But if you do want to, that's a good sign that you're in the wrong job, because as I say, if you were genuinely passionate and interested in what you do, you would not be able to do that. The fourth thing is about if you hate talking about work in social situations. Now again, you don't want to be the bore at the table, at the party or at the drinks, whatever, who's bringing up work every 5 minutes. However, if you really passionately enjoy what you do, it's very difficult for you not to do that, for not to bring it up in conversation, not to share ideas and have conversations around it. If you never do that, or you avoid it at all costs, again, it's an indicator that you don't enjoy what you do and you're not in a role that is particularly kind of ticking the boxes for you. And the final point, which I think is quite key, is that you have no desire to progress. So if you're in a role where you're just stagnating and you're staying at the same level, and there's nothing wrong with that, and people have good careers and etc., so there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But an indicator that you should leave, I believe, is that if you actually feel like you do want to progress in your career, but in the particular role you're in, you just have no desire to move up in that company or to take on the next level of that position, whatever it might be, and you're just kind of going through the motions every day, that says it's time for a freshen up, it's time to do something different. And that could be in another employment role, there's no doubt about that, but in many cases it could be the time to go self-employed and start out as a freelancer. So that's a key point. So just to recap: getting the Sunday blues, dreaming of Friday all week long, switching off every day at 5, hate talking about work in social situations, and you have no desire to progress. If you have one, a mix, or all of those 5 things, for me they are a certain indicator that you should consider changing your work, changing your role, changing your job. Not cast iron guarantee these points, but it gives you a certain guidance to say it's time to have a little rethink. And as I say, seek counsel with mentors, colleagues. If you have a good boss, even speak to them about it. They should be able to help you and go through the kind of process of thinking what would be the next steps and envision what would that be like, that alternative life. And I've seen this happen many times. People leave their job, go work for themselves, and create a working life they could never have imagined before, and it's absolutely fantastic. So any questions or any advice on that, I'm very happy to help. As I say, I've been through it myself and with many colleagues as well. But yeah, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Give us a like if you did, and I will see you on the next one.